So let's turn to the main question of this episode, and that's what is the difference between bike and run training? And we at TriVelo generally don't prescribe things based on the physiological adaptation side of things first. It's actually more a different factor. It's actually a risk factor first.
Yeah, and I've just seen too many people. The reason why we do this is because I've just seen too many people not get to the start line. And it doesn't matter what you give them as a training program. If you don't get to the start line, it's worth nothing. So you're not achieving anything. You're not going to have a great day, a PB, a poor day, or an average day. You're actually not going to have any day. So we try and eliminate the risk. And what is the risk? The risk is doing the sessions bike and run around the wrong way, or doing them equally the same. And you've got to understand that as a triathlete, you actually need to put the risk. The biggest risk is in running. There's very little risk in riding. Of course, there's crashing risk. There's straining muscles risk, obviously. Sore backs, hamstrings, maybe calves. But you're not susceptible to an activity that's basically around gravity where you're holding yourself up. So what are we trying to achieve in that summary of sessions that I talked about? VO2, threshold, sweet spot. We need to get that overload to improve as an athlete. To become a better athlete, you need to push yourself. So we're trying to minimise that in running and put it into the riding or the swimming. We want to get your cardiovascular pumping really hard, not in the running session. We still want you to have a great base of fitness in the running session. So we do lots of sessions, but really one of them's only got some intensity, and all the other sessions have just got a base building component to them where we're trying to improve your aerobic fitness.
Yeah. And
we obviously use things such as hills to get the cardiovascular pumping a little bit, where we're not striding out fast. The minute you start running fast is the minute you're risking calf, hamstring, tears, plantar fasciata, you name it. You're going to get a myriad of issues from running fast, hitting the pavement fast. Running uphill, you actually can't run fast, but you're getting that same cardiovascular response by it. If you run up a set of stairs, you're puffing by the top. But you haven't gone fast up the stairs. You run up a hill fast, you're not going very fast, but you're still getting a cardiac outcome response.
Yeah, you're able to hit the high intensity anaerobic zone or system
without running fast.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's the thing we're trying to say here. You still need to train as a runner really well, and the difference between training as a runner and a triathlete runner, that's another topic as well. A lot of the sessions we've talked about, they are perfect for runners who just are runners. But as a triathlete, you've got, so many things happening with your body from swimming and so many things happening with your body from riding that by the time you get to run, the fatigue levels are enormous, and overuse causes injury. So if you're avoiding overuse as a runner and doing all the hard work as a rider and getting those sprint efforts on the bike, those 30-second efforts, 15-second efforts, 1-minute efforts on the bike, really maxing out, you're minimising the risk, but you're still getting the value.
Yeah.
So you don't need to repeat those sessions as a runner because you're already doing it in your program. So let's not repeat. I'm a big advocate of not repeating sessions on the bike. If you're just a bike rider, don't repeat sessions. You've got no time in your daily week to repeat sessions. So we don't want to actually do the same sessions as a runner, and we've already done them on the bike. So we need to use the running section to get our base and our aerobic fitness. And we need to use the bike section to get our overload. So be expecting to ride hard on the bike. And because we only possibly ride 3 times a week for some age groupers we're talking about, you've got to get bang for your buck here. One of them is going to be endurance and 2 of them are going to be reasonably intense. So they may be over threshold, they may be at threshold, they may be a combination of over-under.
Yeah.
Depends on where you are in the program. If you're towards the end, you'll be doing shorter, harder, high intensity. If you're at the beginning of the program, you're doing your base training. So you'll be doing less high intensity stuff, more sweet spot. So, the question we said at the start, there is so many variations to the answer that you're saying, the difference between training on the bike and training as a runner. So I'm trying to go through them and try to make it as simple as possible. But at the end of the day, if you can understand this one concept, use the bike to get the intensity and you will get to the start line. that's actually the goal, is not to be injured. We want you to get to the start line. If you haven't done a lot of high intensity running, it's absolutely fine as long as you've got a great aerobic running base.
Yeah.
Because you have got so many examples that you know of people who we've trained purely as runners. We've got them doing, they're doing trail runs that are 15 hours, 150K runs through the Blue Mountains, for example, one of our athletes. We gave them 2-hour runs, 3-hour runs, all the way up to 8-hour runs, split runs, 8 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon, in preparation for that 15-hour trail run that they were doing. We tested them over 10K half marathon, and they smashed their PBs on a 10K without doing any intervals. And, that tells me that, you can still perform very well by doing, a specific type of training that's going to allow you to not get injured, and you will still be able to run fast.